Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing a review and first impression of the new Pat McGrath Love Collection. I got myself the matte palette, the one that has all the mattes. Is there a name? Velvet Liaison. I don't know how to say that. And then two of the liquid eyeshadows. I have the Luna Rose and the Platinum Bronze. There was the purple silvery one that I really wanted, but it was sold out like that. So I didn't get my hands on that. However, if I like the formula, I will pick that color up. I did swatch these just to take some videos in natural light just to see the shimmers, and I'm very excited about this. I'm more excited about them now that I have them in my hand, and I have a feeling that I probably will pick up a couple other shades. And that's it. That's all I got from the collection. I already own the blush Desert Orchid, and there was another blush. I don't own that one. The Floor something that came out, but it's already permanent in the collection. So these are the things I picked up. I'm gonna do a couple looks and grab yourself something to drink. Andrew's making me a coffee and I'm waiting for that. So let's get started. My foundation is not looking the best, just my skin, my makeup. I kind of tried a couple things, added more powder, tried this and that, and so disregard my face if it looks bad on camera. But let's get started with swatching. So this is the outer packaging, and guys, I'm not loving it. This is not my vibe at all. I didn't even like the Bridgerton collection. I just don't like these. I don't like the cardboard. I don't like the design. I just don't like anything about it. Yeah, the lipsticks, I feel like it works a little bit better. This is how the outside of the lipstick looks like. I feel like I can hear Andrew pouring the ice on my coffee. So yeah, that's how the lipstick, this I can kind of get behind, but I still don't love it. And the outside, this is the outside cardboard, and this is the actual packaging, so they match. But you know, that's just my preference, and that's okay. That's okay. We don't all have to like everything. And this is the inside. It has a mirror. Let's take this off. This is the color story. And I actually really like this. I love the Pat McGrath mattes. I'm very curious to see how these blend in. And I like that there's some warm, a little bit of a neutral, and then obviously some pinks. And then these are the two liquid eyeshadows that I picked up. I'm going to swatch them real quick. So this is how this looks like, but I haven't spread them out yet, blended them out. So let's do that real quick. I think when you blend them out, like I'm trying to show you, that's when the magic happens. That's when all the sparkles start showing up. Look at that. This reminds me of the Urban Decay Cowboy something, the popular one. It reminds me a lot of that one. And then I keep doing it off camera. Look at this. Look at this beauty. Oh, yes. Oh, this is how you see the sparkles and everything just come to life. It's when you blend them out. Oh, I love this color, and I can only imagine how the Twilight, was it Twilight? It was the lavender color will look like. I'm very excited about these, and it seems like it's already set, like it's not going anywhere. I'll insert a clip of me filming them in natural light. I don't think the sun was on them, but you can see it, just how sparkly it looks, just how reflective. So this is definitely an amped up version of just regular shimmers. So I'm really excited about this. It almost looks wet when you turn your hand. So okay, let's try these on. This looks very, very good. So what'd you do?
It's just an espresso shot with some palm sugar and milk and cool whip.
You want to say hi? They haven't seen you in a long time.
Hello.
He's working.
Yes.
That is so good. Okay, so let's swatch actually the palette, because I haven't swatched it yet. Ooh, like look at this one. I have some Pat McGrath mattes that do not swatch well. They swatch patchy, but these seem very smooth and creamy. All right, so these are the swatches, and I think they look beautiful. This one right here, it blends into my skin. There you go. Can you see it? They're very smooth, very, very smooth. And I'm very excited. I actually really like the tones because you have some warmth, like I was saying, some more cool tones. I'm excited about this. I don't see a ton of neutral. Maybe this brown right here, this one right here pulls a little bit more neutral, and this one a little bit, but let's play with this. Guys, these were expensive. These were not cheap. I feel like the prices went up. I may be wrong because I'm not great with numbers and all that, but it just felt like I paid a lot. 60 something dollars for this palette with only 6 shadows. I felt like that was very expensive. So I'm gonna start with this lightest shade right here, Beige Bliss. This is a shade that I love to have in my palettes. So I just put my brush in, and can you tell how much kickback there is? That is not usually common in the Pat McGrath mattes. So this tells me that this is a different formula, which I don't mind. I feel like my hair is so frizzy. This is a nice, clean color, nothing there. If you're my skin tone, it's pretty much like a powder. I'm actually going to take the same one and put it on this side to set my eye. It's nothing revolutionary. If you're deeper than me, obviously it'll show up maybe more as a highlighter. If you're lighter than me, it may maybe be a slight crease color, but no, I think it's just like to set your eye. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do more of a pink look and then more of a bronzy look with like these 4. So on both eyes, I'm actually going to take this color right here, taking a Refer 27, and I'm going to put this in my crease. I kind of feel like this is going to be a good crease color. Maybe I should look up a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Ooh, I like this. It's actually a beautiful color. Ooh, it's going on more neutral than I expected, and a little bit deeper. Pat McGrath shadows definitely tend to do that, but I really like this color. Ooh, I knew I would like this matte palette because I like mattes. Next, let's take this brown right here. I feel like this will pull orangey on me. The same fluffy brush. And I'm just gonna bring some warmth in this. Ooh, that's a really pretty color too. Oh, I'm excited. I get excited about kind of boring palettes like this. Just give me a nice all matte palette. This blends in incredible, guys. Incredible. Ooh, I love this. That color, I'm gonna build it up a little bit, but I was expecting it to pull up more orange on me, but I think it's a beautiful warm color, but it's not too orangey. So I'm building up the color, and I really like this because I think even if you have deeper skin tone, look how well these build on themselves. I think they'll show up perfectly. I'm taking the fluffy brush before that had that white color, the beige color, and just cleaning off the edges. That is beautiful, guys. I'm taking a smaller brush. This is the BK Beauty 210, and I'm taking the darkest shade, the deepest brown right here, and I'm gonna kind of put this on my lash line, smoke it out a little bit, and see what we got. So I'm kind of feathering it out. I definitely don't want a harsh line. And slowly building this color up. Ooh, this undertone of brown is absolutely perfect. I find it quite neutral, actually. I don't see a lot of warmth to it. I don't see coolness. I think it's a beautiful neutral brown. Yes, this is exciting. I wasn't even excited about this palette, honestly. I was excited about the eyeshadow palette, the eyeshadow liquids. But this one, I was like, oh, just another 6 pan. But now, it's like I use these kind of colors every single day in my makeup routine. So I'm kind of patting with a flat brush into the crease a little bit. Kind of feathering out this line so it won't be harsh. Pushing it a little bit into the crease. I will say, I love the formula of these 6 pans from Pat McGrath. I love the Bridgerton ones, the palettes. I think they're very good quality. The shimmers are really beautiful. So I do like the formula. I just hate the packaging, and I don't reach for these because of the packaging. Like if I had this in a Tom Ford packaging, or you know, even my Victoria Beckham packaging, I probably would use this all the time. I could see myself having this palette as my everyday palette, but the packaging is what's gonna make me not want to reach for it. Okay, under the eyes, I'm taking the same things. I'm taking the brown, this one right here, the crease color, which is a beautiful crease color, by the way. And then I'm taking the darkest brown and smoking out this lower lash line as well. I think this is a new formula from her. I didn't read about it, maybe I should, but it just works so well and so much easier to work with compared to her Mothership ones. Those are super pigmented and I like them, but they take a little bit to blend out because they have so much pigment. This is not as hardly pressed, and because of that, it makes it easier for the shadow to blend in. So it says here it's a velvety matte texture, seamless blendability, use wet or dry. Oh wow, I didn't even think of using these wet. Smooth gliding application, structure, shaping, essentials. These remind me actually of the velvety mattes from her big holiday Mothership palette, which I loved those mattes. So I feel like I'm gonna swatch them. This bad boy right here. I feel like this video is all over the place. I'm sorry, guys. So I swatched a couple here. Oh my gosh, that purple. So I think the velvety mattes are similar to these mattes, these velvety mattes in her new collection. But there's a couple here mattes, like this one and this one right here, that aren't as powdery and almost as creamy as the velvety matte. So I think that this has a mixture of the velvety mattes and the regular mattes. But yeah, I think that it's similar texture and formula, but that purple, I just got excited. I want to play with color now. You could leave it here. You could take a little bit more of this beige color, the lightest color, and almost do a slight cut crease, blend it in softly like this. Look how creamy that is. Blend it a little bit more, and you could just have a whole matte look, which I really like. You would even put a little bit of the darker shadow in the inner corner to elongate that section. However, I am going to use the liquid shadow. This is Platinum Bronze, and I just added all that light color all over. We'll see how this goes over it. So this is definitely a deeper color, so I'm going to add a little bit and then use my finger to blend this out. I do think that these set down quite quickly, and you gotta work fast because I already feel like this has set down. But the more I blend, the more the shimmers kind of come through. But wow, this is already set down. Like I'm really pushing to try to blend this out because the product is already set down. So this is how this looks like. I feel like I cannot blend this out more. I'm gonna take a brush to see if I can push the product at all. But this has set down so quickly, almost too quickly in my opinion. Like I'm still wanting to add a little bit more. Let's see, if I add a little bit extra and use a brush real quick to spread this out, see how that works. The brush does blend it nicely. I like the brush. And the fingers, honestly. I'm gonna use a fluffy brush to see if I can blend this out even more. This dries down so fast. I would say it's too fast because you don't have much time to play with this. You gotta be fast. However, I bet this will not budge all day long because of that. I think this will be there for a long time. This is definitely a deep color. It would be one of those that it's kind of a one and done almost. I'm not disappointed in this, but I was expecting maybe the color to not pull quite so gray on me, just because on the swatch it looked like this a beautiful taupey brownie color, and on my lid right now it looks much darker. But it is nice, like it's completely set, it will not move. I kind of want to put a little bit on the lower lash line as well. I'm going to take a little bit and add here. I have to say that the formula is a little bit thicker than I was expecting. It's not super light. It kind of reminds me a little bit of the Lisa Eldridge, honestly. That formula. Use my finger. I think it's a little easier. So this is how this looks like before I put mascara on. I do like the color. I do like the way it looks overall. You just have to work real quick with this. It will dry down, but I layered it on top of it and it worked really well. My concealer, just this whole area looks absolutely horrific. I absolutely hate my skin right now. I am going to put mascara on and show you the finished look, and then we'll move to the next one. So this is the final look with the mascara on, and I do like it. It's deep and smoky, but this little shadow took over everything else. So you guys kind of saw how it looked before. I put this, and I feel like something like this, you just need a little bit in the crease of a bronzer or a brown shadow or something like that, and then this all over, and this will be the star. You don't need anything more with it. So I do like the product. I do like the way it looks. I don't think it's anything super special. I found it, the fact that it set so quickly, a little bit stressful in the sense that I needed to work, and if I mess up, I'm screwed. Like, it's not gonna go anywhere. But at the same time, you have the good side of that, the fact that it's probably gonna stay all day long. It will not crease, it will not budge. So I will link in the description box if it wore all day or if it didn't, or if it smudged or anything or got into my fine lines, but so far it's in perfect condition. Moving on to the second look, I'm gonna take this color right here and I'm gonna put this in the crease. This is called Plum Provocateur, and let's see how this looks like. Everything goes on deeper on the eye. Given this color, it seems to be much deeper when I put it on. It is a nice color though, I like it. Taking the same color under here. And then I'm gonna take this color, the name is funny, Voluptuous Rose. I'm taking this one and kind of packing this on the outer corner right here. I think this color would be pretty kind of all over as well, but I'm trying to also test out the liquid shadow. I'm bringing this a little bit in the inner corner, leaving this middle section empty. Now this color I've seen from Pat McGrath. This looks so many times over. It's still pretty, still blends in nicely. yeah, it's just nice. A little bit on the lower lash line as well. And then a coffee break. I'm taking the beige color one more time on the first fluffy brush we've ever used and just cleaning up those edges. So these are how the mattes look like before I put the liquid shimmer on top, or the liquid eyeshadow. I think they blend in really nicely. This side, I wouldn't say I'm less impressed, but I've seen it from Pat McGrath much more than the other browns. And because of that, I'm not as impressed. I'm like, yeah, this is Pat McGrath. And I almost feel like the other browns, I don't know, they just worked a little bit better, almost were smoother. But maybe I'm biased because I really like the brown colors in this palette. Okay, let's take this Luna Rose. And I'm gonna add, ooh, like this, and quickly use my finger to blend this out. I'm definitely trying to bring it up a little bit over the crease. So the more I go over it with my finger, it's almost like the more I'm revealing those shimmers or glitters, because there is like almost like a fine glitter that just pops through once you rub this shadow in. That's really beautiful, actually. Let's add just a little bit more. And I'm gonna take a brush this time just to see how it works. So this is how the liquid shadow looks like, and I actually really like it. I will say swatch on the hand, it almost like they look more unique and metallic and almost wet looking. And it looks nice on the eyes too. I just don't think it has the same super intense effect that it had on the hand. So this is the finished look with the second part of the eyeshadow and the Luna Rose liquid eyeshadow. I think it's pretty. I have to say that the sparkles don't show up on this side quite as much. I'm gonna compare them a little bit with the Lisa Eldridge and we'll see the difference. I think it's really pretty. I think for somebody that wants just a little bit of glitter, definitely some shine, it has a lot of base color to it. I think this is beautiful. If you are looking for something that is all glittery, almost like a topper from her Mothership 10 palettes, this is not the product for you, at least not this color. This has a little bit more of that sparkle through it, but it's still not super intense. Somebody said to do this so you guys can see. Ooh, now I can see. You can definitely see the sparkle. That's going to be too bright. You guys won't be able to see anything, but you're probably going to be able to see some of the sparkles there. I can definitely see them here. And then on this side, you can see on this side as well. I mean, they're pretty, they're there. But who's going to walk around like this so you can see the sparkles? Not me. But these definitely do shine a lot more, maybe in natural light where the sun hits it, it'll like show all the sparkles. So it's there, the glitter, the particles are there, maybe just in more direct sunlight or direct light. That light I have is more diffused to where nothing shines too much. But anyway, the performance so far of the palette is absolutely gorgeous. I'm very excited about this palette and I almost didn't purchase it, but I see myself reaching for this over and over again. The browns are more calmed down, a little bit more neutral than you'd expect. Mostly from here you think, oh my gosh, that's gonna pull orange, but it's a beautiful warm brown. And the other ones tend to be more neutral on my eyes. Even the pinks are really nice. It's not too much of anything. So I think this is a beautiful matte palette. If you want a great formula, it's not hard to work with. They blend in so easily. I think this is a beautiful palette and I'm surprised I like this more than the liquid shadows because, again, it's just all matte. It's kind of boring, but something like this gets me excited because I know I'll use it all the time. So this, absolutely beautiful. I am debating depotting them because I don't like the packaging, but the formula is beautiful. Now the eyeshadows, it's like I like them, but I'm slightly disappointed. I wanted something extravagant, and this is just pretty, right? Obviously, when I shined that light, all the little glitters kind of came to life, but I also want to see that, I don't know, day to day too. Like, I don't want to have to be in specific lighting for that to show up. But they seem nice. I have a feeling they're going to stay on all day. And I do like the colors. I like the brown one more. I think it's more impactful, more unique, kind of more fun. Even though it pulls quite gray on me, almost lavendery a little bit, I do still like it. And the light one is a little bit more basic, a little bit more like I have this in my collection. But I have here the Lisa Eldridge, and I really am curious about the colors because the formula seems quite similar. So first, let's swatch the Lisa Eldridge Zora, which is one of my favorites, with a platinum bronze. So the Zora is definitely a little bit more cool tone. This is Zora. This is the Pat McGrath Platinum Bronze. Let me blend them out and we'll see the colors then. So here is the Lisa Eldridge and then the Pat McGrath. See how wet that looks? Why doesn't it look that wet on my eyelids? Probably because I didn't apply enough. So I think even here, the Lisa Eldridge looks more cool tone than the Pat McGrath, but honestly, they're quite similar. If you have one, you definitely do not need the other one. The Pat McGrath has almost more glitter through it, and it's small, it's everywhere. The Lisa Eldridge has different kinds of glitters. I see even some purple shifts in there, but they're similar enough, but not dupes. And now I have here the Angelica and the Luna Rose. Let's swatch these next to each other. I don't think they're going to be very dupes because the Pat McGrath Luna Rose, see how it's like almost peachy like. It's like a rosy peach. Yeah, they're not similar at all. So this one is the Angelica. It's a little bit more pink rather than peachy, and this is the Pat McGrath one. The Pat McGrath is a little bit brighter and peachy. This one is slightly deeper and more rosy. I think the formula, guys, is very, very similar. The Pat McGrath is already set. With the Lisa Eldridge, I feel like I have a little bit more room to maneuver the product, but the Pat McGrath seems a little bit more reflective. I think it's because it's lighter in color. The Pat McGrath has almost like this metallic, this sheen to it that makes it look wet. It's almost like all these tiny little glitters that makes it just look wet. And I think that's what I really liked when I swatched it in natural light. And then when I put the light on my eyes, that you see that layer of glitter that just, you know, makes the whole eye look so glittery and wet looking. So I think that's the beauty of the Pat McGrath one. It's because you take this light and it just, all the shimmer is being brought to light. So I think that is beautiful and unique. So I have to leave real quick, but I wanted to come back in and show you how the platinum bronze looks all over with nothing in the crease. I wiped both eyeshadows off as best as I could, and I just added a little bit of this, rubbed it with my finger, and that was it. And guys, I love this so much better like this, with nothing in the crease, no powder, nothing. I think it looks so much more wearable, less intense. It's kind of blotchy here because I have no foundation. I'm literally running out the door, but I really wanted to come back and show you how beautiful this looks. Just imagine it less blotchy here where there's no foundation. But I think this is so beautiful right now, this color. Okay, like I'm completely changing my mind on this because it is absolutely gorgeous. I have black all over from my mascara because I was rubbing my eyes, but yeah, I think this is so much better with just nothing, just a one and done eyeshadow. The same with the light one. This one looked beautiful just by itself with nothing on. I just should have recorded that, but yes, this is beautiful. The shine is coming through so much more when they're by themselves rather than combining them with something in the crease. You know, just let them do their thing, and I think it becomes really beautiful and magical. So that's all. Peace out. So this is everything I have for you guys today. I would love to know your thoughts down below. What do you think? Do you have these in your collection? Have you picked up anything? What do you think about the like eyeshadow toppers or the liquid eyeshadows? I feel like I need a little bit more time with them to fully decide if I really like them or if they're just okay, because I think there's a lot of potential here. And I want to go outside in daylight and kind of gather my thoughts a little bit more. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a like if you did and leave me comments down below. Let's continue our conversation there because I think this is release that we can definitely talk about. So I hope you guys have a great day and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.